Hey, what's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? Just coming at you with another haul video. This is Gorilla Todd, Gorilla Todd Comics. I got some cool books and went hunting the other day for just a short few hours. Buddy of mine said, "Hey, do you want to go to this antique mall I'm gonna hit?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. Let me come along and see if there's anything I find." I had like 2 hours to spare, so I went for it. Went and took a shot to see what I could find. Always like to find, see if I can find something off the beaten path, off the trail, other than where you usually might find stuff. It's kind of a good strategy, leave no stone unturned, so to speak, and hopefully find something. So, leaves you with the question, what did I get? Well, what's up, Henry? Good to see you, Henry. What's up? We're up to 5 people watching. That's awesome. What's up, Jeff? Jeff, I was trying to tell you, I don't know if you got it in the text. If I come back, I'm not sure what. Are you flying out on the 31st or the 1st? Are you leaving? Because I'm back on the 31st. Maybe, just maybe, if I'm back early enough and you're not leaving till the 1st, maybe we can like hook up even for just an hour and hang out. Even if it's not hunting, we can just hang out and talk for an hour or two or something. Just a thought, man. I'd love to try and make it happen. Yeah, just got some books and got this nice haul of really nice books I'm going to show. I did get some stuff in the mail today. Got a nice old stack in the mail, but basically I got this beautiful Psylocke cover by David Nakayama. That's the Virgin variant. Okay, and then we got the Trade Dress. Same book by David Nakayama, the Trade Dress. And then I got this Venom 33 variant with Null, homaging the first Venom cover. Null is back. Got this kind of cover with a Kindred one too. What's up, Josh? Hey, Peter Bishop. Good to see you, my new friend. And Joshua Rodriguez, my old friend. Good to see you too. So all I've showed so far is this is just some stuff I got in the mail. This is the new David Nakayama Psylocke cover. That's the Virgin. Oh, that's the Trade. And then I got this Venom, the Trade version of this Venom. It's a throwback to the first Venom cover. Null is back with Venom on the bottom. Okay. Let me put those aside for now. And unfortunately, I did get home late from school today, so I didn't get to the post office. So anybody whose stuff I was going to ship out, I promised I'd ship out today. I have to honestly tell you, I just did not make it to the post office before they closed. You just scored some Neil Adams art? That's awesome, Josh. That's awesome. Well, let me take a minute here, see who's hanging out. We got 10 people hanging out. We got Henry Colbert. What's up, Henry? Good to see you. Jeff Schultz, always good to see you, my friend. Peter Bishop, awesome. Good to see you. Joshua, always good to see you. We got Beta Ray dropping the troop of gorillas. Very cool. Spooky 2384, Ghost and the Gorilla and the Ghost. It's okay. We got Joshua Rodriguez, the Scorts and Neil Adams art. Okay, you fly out first thing in the morning? Okay. I think I get home like late after, who knows? I think I'm supposed to get home late afternoon. I don't think I was getting home like at the end of the day. So that might just work out. We can hang out, and chill for a couple hours and talk and just chill. That'd be great. Oh yeah, that is a sweet Venom book. I love that. Great cover. And it's not it's starting to get. I have a few versions of it, so it's not hasn't been overplayed yet, like some covers. But yeah. What's up, Michael Beneventano? How have you been? Thundercats ho! Okay. Well, now we're gonna get into the actual haul, and this is a pretty good haul because there's no giant keys or anything. And I don't know what kind of order this is in, but there's some cool books. We got, let's see, Moon Knight number 6. I know I got a bunch of Moon Knights in here. Who did that cover? Earl Norem. He did a lot of fantasy novels. Good stuff. Then we got number 7. Moon Knight number 7. It is a cold and barren here, and he cannot fight them. Great cover. Oh, this is a Frank Miller. Awesome cover. Number 9. Got number 11. Hey, what's up, Christopher Technor? Good to see you. We got 31. 32. 33. Hey, Lisa Noble. 34. So these are some nice little run of Moon Knights. I'm not sure if that's all of them or not. And then we get into some throwbacks. These are Pacific Comics. These are independent comics from the 80s. This is called Twisted Tales. It's a horror comic. It was kind of in the vein of the old EC comics. So you have Twisted Tales number 3. This is a Richard Corbin cover. He just passed away recently. But he's been one of my favorites. I've always loved Corbin. His stuff just looks different than anybody else's. So we got Twisted Tales 3. What's up, Agu? Good to see you, Agu. And then I got Twisted Tales 4. I'm not sure who did this cover, but I pick these up whenever I see them. They're just, I don't know, I love them. We got Twisted Tales number 5. This is another Corbin cover. Let's look at that creepy guy. Yeah, Sienkiewicz is awesome, Jeff. He has some awesome. And then we have Twisted Tales number 6. That's a creepy cover. Girls like melting. Then we have Twisted Tales number 7. Look at Granny. She looks so innocent. Just sitting there knitting. The head on the fireplace. Oh, this is pretty cool. Pound. Number 8. Tentacles. And then number 9. So I was able to pick up a nice run of these. I got about 58 books in this total haul, which is cool. And this is number 10. I think that's all the Twisted Tales. What's up, Tyler? How you doing, Tyler? Shattered Glass Comic Reviews. What's up, Hunter's Issues? That's funny, Christopher. I got found a copy of Maze Agency number 1, early Adam Hughes cover and work. Then I got some Werewolf by Nights. I got number 19, Dracula and the Werewolf. That's cool. It just reminds me, I'm going to be on Rod the Reekin's Lamb or Frame tomorrow, and we're doing Tomb of Dracula characters. I picked up the Xena Warrior Princess because it's a Dave Stevens cover, and I love Dave Stevens' artwork. I found quite a few Dave Stevens books in this haul. I got this Alien Worlds number 2. I'm pretty sure I have this, but I couldn't resist picking it up again. It's beautiful, beautiful. Now, this is a beautiful Johnny Quest Dave Stevens cover with Jade. I think this is his most well-known Johnny Quest cover. And this one, I haven't even looked inside of it. This is from Kitchen Sink Press. It says portfolio includes Dave Stevens and Mark Schultz. So when I saw that, I'm like, well, that's 2 of my favorites. The book's called Melody, but I got it for that part up there where it says portfolio. I got to check that out. Hey, what's up, Los? Okay, man. Thank you. And hey, I loved your video you made, man. That was a great. I really loved your stories you told. It was funny how they both kind of came full circle. Thanks so much for making the video, Los, for the quest for my quest for 1,000 subs giveaway. Really appreciate that. Yes, Christopher, Dave Stevens, he created The Rocketeer. You got it right. Got another Werewolf by Night. Looks like it's War of the Werewolves. And then we got To Cure a Werewolf, Another Must Die. The Face of the Fiend. Awesome Werewolf. I got to make sure I watched it right. If it's more than a day ago, my memory goes shattered. But if you want to join me, Shattered, I'll send you the link if you want to hang out. Or anyone, really. I got Werewolf by Night 23 here. Man into Wolf Beneath the Full Moon. And Who Will Fire the Silver Bullet for a Werewolf. What's up, La Crucius? Well, they'll be available on Saturday, Billy. Then I got number 38. What am I saying? A New Beginning for the Macabre Moon Beast. Got a couple more werewolves. Got 42. I think this is the last 2 issues, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but 42 where he fights Iron Man, and then 43, the continuation of that story. Okay, Jeff, you have a good night, my friend. You have a good night. Let's see what else I got in the bag here. Let's see what else I got in the bag here. Okay. Oh, we got another Moon Knight. A couple more Moon Knights. Number 5. Number 2. And number 35. What's up, James? How you doing? grabbed this one. It comes with 3D glasses. I don't know if it's the original 3D. I don't think it's the original 3D glasses, but that's Twisted 3D Towels or Twisted Towels 3D. That's from Blackthorn Publishing. That's actually a company that one of the brothers who were in Pacific Comics, after they went out of business, he started Blackthorn. This is Twisted Towels #1, classic Corbin cover. Look at those ghouls. They're just wretched. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We're starting to slide. Let me do a little book maintenance. I picked this up, Savage Dragon #1, common book, but I figured, hey, that looks like a barcode. That's a newsstand. Why not? This is one of my favorite books from when I was a kid, Elementals. So I found this #1 in real nice shape, so I grabbed it. Oh, and then I came across a bunch of old Usagi Ujimbos from Fantagraphics. Some nice old Usagis. Yeah, Corbin did heavy metal. If you've ever seen the heavy metal movie, the original one, there's a segment called Den. That's based on a comics that Richard Corbin did. He's well known from heavy metal. Usagi 21, love the bats. 22, again with the bat creatures. Usagi #13. What an awesome illustration. Usagi and the dragon. #14 for Usagi. He draws. I love like when Usagi just is looking away, like all serious. And then #28. Okay. Got a couple of these Usagis from when he was with when it was being printed by Mirage Studios. #5 and #8. And then I got I got a handful of Savage She-Hulk issues. That's #11. I picked up this copy of Alien Worlds #3. I think I have it, but that's such an awesome William Stout cover. I couldn't resist. I figure worst case to worst, I'll trade it or sell it. Oh, I guess I picked up 2 copies of Twisted Tales #3. Awesome Corbin cover. Hey, what's up, Louis BC? Hey, Mr. White Gloves, how you doing? Splash Page. Oh, and then I was excited to find this because this is a book I had as a kid. Real War Stories is told by Barr, Bolin, Brabner, Yates, Moore, Toddleton, Toddleben, Bissett, O'Neill, Lealola, and others. Real War Stories. I found the first issue and I found the second issue. This is a real heavy cardstock cover. And I found a copy of The Twilight Zone by Harlan Ellison and Neil Adams. I'm pretty sure I have this, but why not? And then another Dave Stevens, Johnny Quest. Again, I think I have a lot of these books in this haul, but certain books I will buy regardless if I have them. Another classic Dave Stevens cover. Orbit. This is a science fiction. Isaac Asimov science fiction. It's kind of like an anthology, different stories by different writers. Frederick Pohl, Isaac Asimov. Pretty cool. I got She-Hulk number 4. She-Hulk number 5. This is my favorite She-Hulk cover. 6, the reflection in Iron Man's helmet. How cool is that? Yeah, they're all pretty clean. I mean, they're not perfect, but they need to be put in fresh bags and boards. Number 7. And then a couple of, I guess I got 2 copies of Moon Knight 4. Can't go wrong grabbing extra copies of Moon Knight. So that is the whole. Like I said, nothing, out of this world, but 58 nice books that I was able to pick up at a decent price. I think I'm like around $4 or $5 a book on these. I'm just gonna put these down there. Have a good night, Christopher. Yeah, it's a sweet reflection cover, Beta Ray Jim. So that's the haul. Guys, I'm gonna drop the link if anybody wants to pop in and hang out. It'd be cool. It's cool if you want to. If not, whatever. But if you noticed, you may have or you may not have noticed. There's the thing to do super chats and whatnot now in the stream. I did get accepted, into the YouTube Partners program. And I thought about it, and this is what I'm gonna take it as for right now. Anything that does get super chatted, whenever I get that money or I see that money, I'm gonna put that towards development of the channel, whether it's getting lights or equipment or whatever. Just to try and make the experience better for me and you guys. Ultimately try and bring you a better production values, better show, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so does anybody, and like I said, if anything, I got home late from school today. I didn't get to the post office, but I'm going to try and get everything delivered off to the post office Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And I'll get tracking out to everybody. And if I need anything I need to look up for anybody, I'll get that done in the next couple days. Oh, thanks. Thank you, JB. I hope, I didn't get your book out today. I said I was going to get it out Monday. I just want to give you a heads up. I got home late from school and missed the post office. But it's coming. You don't have to worry. But thank you so much, Discovery Bay Comics, for being my very first super chat. I really appreciate that. We'll always have that. You're my very first one. And James, you're my second super chat. Thank you very much, James. I appreciate that greatly. Very kind of you folks. Very generous, and I appreciate it. How does it work? I'm new at this, so I'm trying to figure out how all this works. But I appreciate it, James. Don't even think twice. Don't even think twice. JB is fast on the keyboard, man. He's when there's a bin he wants. Oh, it's working. Beta Ray, you're so generous, man. Thank you, Beta Ray Jim, with a $20 super chat, man. That's you guys are too kind to me. You guys will tell me what I need. Probably a light. Because it's probably too dark in my room a lot of times. But yeah, it's definitely working. And again, I dropped the link if anybody wants to jump in and hang out. You're welcome to, but I'll probably hang out a little longer. If anybody has any questions or anything at all, I can answer about the auctions or the contest or anything of that nature. Anything that's going on my channel. Tomorrow I will be on Rod the Rican's channel for Lamer Frame. Going to be doing some 2-minute drawings. I don't know how that's going to go, but I'll try. I think we're doing Tomb of Dracula characters. Hey, Captain Comics, happy birthday. We'll be doing Tomb of Dracula characters, so I think that's pretty much Dracula, Blade. Thank you, Captain Comics. Happy birthday, Gorilla. Disclaimer, it's not technically my birthday. It will be very soon. We are very close. And, hope I get a happy birthday on my birthday. I'll have to go live. Make sure I go live. But with Captain Comics, every day is your birthday. So that's what's fantastic. So, yeah, I'll be on Rod the Rican's Lamer Frame show tomorrow. It's at, I think, 5 o'clock Eastern. No, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. Yeah, if it was on 5 o'clock Eastern, I couldn't make it. I don't think it's either of our birthdays, Comic Burrito. But if you want to hang out, I put the link in the chat. If you want to come on. I always like somebody to talk to. Oh, I already got, look at that. You ask and you shall receive.
What's up, man?
How you doing, Mr. White Gloves?
Doing real good, man. Doing real good.
We haven't been on a stream in a minute.
It's been a while. Did
you like those Spidey cards I sent you?
Yes, I did. I love those cards.
Did I pack them good? They came in nice and clean?
They come in excellent shape, and I put them back there in the stack of the other full boxes I got.
Oh, man. If you've been stocking those up, now's a great time for those. They are.
Oh, yeah. I got 3 of the Series 1 boxes, the one they were going crazy. The Marvel cards, I mean, they're going crazy on the price of those. I
have all the cards. I don't have any sealed boxes. But
yeah,
I have the holograms. I have I think, did that one come with the Wolverine? Was the Wolverine hologram the real hard chase one in that one?
You're talking the one you sent me?
No, I'm saying the very first Marvel set, the Impel.
Oh, I have no idea. They've never been opened. I've never opened them. I bought those back in the I think it was the 90s, and I gave I can't even remember, $25 a box, $20 a box for them, something like that back then.
Oh, yeah.
And I just stacked them and forgot about them, and I probably got
that's awesome
20 boxes back there. Just stacked and just kept closed. I don't open any of my cards. I do have some that I opened a long time ago, but yeah, that's ones I bought the individual packs.
And we got Captain Comics saying happy birthday, Gorilla. Burrito saying happy birthday, Gorilla and Captain or Gorilla. Discovery Bases, happy birthday, Captain Comics. Kane Paul says, what's up, Burrito? Simpsons Comics, what's up, man? Congrats on 1K subs, GT. Thank you so much. Hey, let me know if we're on this Friday. I think this is our on week. Simpsons, Barney, let me know.
Yeah, I said, I don't buy too many books and everything off the internet anymore, but I enjoy going around and watching the auctions. I'll have it on in the background, and I'll be listening, and I'll glance over, and I try to give everybody views and stuff.
Nice. It's much appreciated.
Yeah, I got to spread that love and get everybody them views, them analytics. Got to be helped out any way you can.
Appreciate it. We got Whodat in the chat. What's up, Whodat Comics? Yep, we got Splash Page right here. What's up, Custodian Ken? Good to see you. Awesome. And yes, we are on. Good stuff.
Well, Todd, I got to ask you a question because I really don't know this. How long have you been collecting comics?
I started, honestly and truly, I was 8 years old. My first comic that I still have that I consider collecting is like bags and boards and like understanding that there's some value in taking care of them. I was 8 years old. Before that, my grandfather would buy me some comics, or I'd get some comics bought for me here or there. But I was so young, I couldn't even read yet. It was just, I think I remember having 35-cent covers, and this is going to be awful, but I think the first thing I did is tear the covers off and use them as a tent for my Mego action figures. So, I was conditioned and seasoned from birth probably, but my first book was G.I. Joe 29, and I'll tell you exactly how it happened. And this is kind of like my quest for 1,000 subs, my 1,000 sub giveaway. What I'm asking people to do in the videos is talk about their collecting origin. How did they start collecting, and then secondly, how did they get started on YouTube? So I've said this before. I've told this story before, but I might as well tell it again for the sake of the contest and putting my my mouth where my money is. So
there's a reason I asked that question.
Yeah. So G.I. Joe 29, that's the first book I really bought that I still have to this day. When I bought it when I was 8. The reason I got it is I was sitting at home one day after school, and I was aware of comics. I was aware of them, and I love superheroes. I watched Super Friends and the old Spidey cartoon and all the old Marvel cartoons. Captain America throws his mighty shield, all that stuff. And I'm watching, my cartoons after school one day, and I see this commercial for G.I. Joe. And I had G.I. Joe toys. I loved Army stuff, and that I was a child of the 80s. Golden age of Army toys, let's just say.
Oh yeah.
And I see this scene of like Snake Eyes or Storm Shadow kicking the other one out of like a railroad car, a train. And I'm just like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Two ninjas fighting. This is the mid 80s when ninjas were huge. And I remember there was like 2 booths at the flea market my mom would go to. There was this indoor flea market she'd go to buy whatever it is she was buying. I don't remember. But there was 2 booths that I remembered. One was the martial arts booth because they had wooden katanas that I really, really wanted. But my mom was just like, no. I buy you that. Your brother's going to need stitches. But the other one was a comic book booth. So I'm like 8 years old. So I was aware enough to remember it was there. So as soon as I saw that commercial, the next time we were there, I was like, Mom, can I have $1? I want to buy a comic book. Sure, Todd, here, go. So I ran my little butt over to the thing, and he had this interesting, he had it like a counter, and he had all his boxes behind him, and if you told him you wanted to see the Spidey books, he'd pull out the Spidey books box, put it on the counter, and let you go through it. But then he had just hanging like wire racks with the new books in it. And G.I. Joe 29 just happened to be the newest book he had, and I was like, and that's what I bought. And I still have that copy to this day in my collection. The next week I went back, I got a G.I. Joe #1 from him, and it was only $4. I think it was $4 or $6, but it wasn't that expensive, he said, because there was a water stain on the cover, which I didn't think twice about it. I wanted to read it. That was just pure reading at that age. And so I just, that happened. I got that book. Then I was out somewhere. I don't even remember, but I was at like a coffee shop or something. Back in the 80s, a coffee shop, you would always have a news rack and a spinner rack with comics, some kind of, and I saw a copy of G.I. Joe 28, and I was like, wait a second. It like clicked. You're saying, I said, wait, there's 28 other comics I can get. This might have been actually before I got the G.I. Joe 1. And when I realized that, it was that was it. I was hunting every issue of GI Joe, and I eventually got 1 through 29, and I just kept up with it. And I kept up with GI Joe till about, I don't know, the mid 80s. And then I had just gotten into other comics. We're talking a number of years, from 29 to issue 80. So by the time, over that time, I just had different interests. I had gotten older, from an elementary school kid to a middle school age kid, almost to high school. And then, but once I started, I was hooked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It didn't take much for me either. I remember when I was 10 that the old Marvel Super Action books, the reprints.
Sure.
I used to get them, and I didn't know that much about the books and everything, but it's a Marvel Super Action, the Avengers number 8. I'd go and I'd look up this list, and if I got Avengers number 8, and I'd look it up, wow, this thing's worth a lot of money. Not to look up Marvel Super Action. I was just looking up the main title, and I thought, there for a long time till I figured it out. I figured, well, I got all these big books and everything. And then come to find out, the reality set in, and I was at a comic shop, and he says, "No, those are reprints."
But they're still great stories.
Oh yeah. Well, some of the Marvel Super Actions, when they redid the covers, and the Marvel's Greatest Comics, when they redid the Fantastic Four cover, Kirby come in and redrew some of those covers, and they're not the original covers that were on the books.
It was almost like a remastered or a redo.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you can find those covers and say, "Well, I don't remember this being on Avengers, whatever." Well, you look at it, and yeah, Kirby.
I have noticed that I recognize the cover, but it's different. It's not exactly the same. It might be the coloring. It might be a few details changed.
There's a few of them that are totally different covers.
Completely different. Yeah.
But
let's catch up with the chat real quick. Peter Bishop says, I noticed a lot of horror books in your hall tonight. Moon Knight, Twisted Tales, and Werewolf by Night. Are horror books a big part of your collection? Who's your favorite character? I mean, horror books, I love the 80s independent stuff, and I love Corbin and that whole run of Twisted Tales and Alien Encounters, whatever it's called. So I always pick those up. And Moon Knight, I'm trying to put a Moon Knight run together, and whatever I don't need, people are always looking for Moon Knight, asking for Moon Knight books on the auctions, and people are always looking for the Werewolf by Night books in the auctions. So if I see them, I try to, if I can buy them for a price where I don't have to charge an arm and a leg, where I know I can start them at a fair price. I can't always control where the auction goes, but I know if I can at least start something at a much better price than somebody would pay if they walk into a comic shop where those books might be 10 to 12 bucks a piece right off the bat. I'll pick stuff up for that sake, but and a lot of that stuff, if I have it, I'll buy something and I'll realize, I have it. So then I'll also be willing to trade it or sell it. Because I don't need. It's nice to have 2 of something, but I don't need 2 of something.
Yeah, that need 2 of something. I fell out of that trap years ago.
Yeah,
I'm afraid to go through and get my book straightened out. There's no telling how many doubles and triples and quadruples.
Yeah. Seriously, and then 7s and 8s and 12s and 14s. It doesn't stop.
I blame a lot of it on my memory and everything. And
it gets to a point where I've got, thousands of books. How can you remember them all? So, horror books are a meaningful part of my collection, but superheroes are probably a much larger percentage by virtue of the fact there's a lot more superhero books that have been published since I started collecting, in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. But I love horror books, and I love monsters, so I'll always pick up Like I love Fangoria magazines and Starlogs and stuff like that. I love the old Universal monsters. So, you know, I love monsters and like that kind of classic horror type stuff. Like, and I love the old EC comics, Tales from the Crypt. I don't have really any except reprints. Those are pretty pricey to try and get nowadays. Never say never though.
Yeah, my favorite monster is the Creature of the Black Lagoon. I love that movie. Every time it comes on, I watch it.
Where is it?
I've heard that Target has the action figure of it.
Do they? They have those Megos. I got something cool. I'll show you just the other week. I haven't showed this off really. I think it's way. If it's what I think.
He was talking about the apps for that. Yeah, I'm very computer and phone illiterate, and no, I don't do the apps. I write them down, but sometimes I forget to write them down and buy doubles. Oh wow!
No, sure. When you stack them, sometimes they fall like dominoes.
Oh yeah, or they slide.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, talking about the creature. I picked this slab up, I don't know, within the last month. Legion of the Monsters. And I didn't really care that it's not a high grade or anything. I just thought that's an awesome Neil Adams cover.
I like that. Yeah, there he is right there.
Man, and that's technically, he's called Origin and First Appearance Legion of Monsters, Origin and Only Appearance Manthibian. You know, Marvel has to give their own.
Yeah. He's not exactly like the Creature of the Black Lagoon, but he's pretty close.
He looks a little fishy, but yeah. Then you got Dracula in the background. Surprised there's no werewolf anywhere.
Yeah, you would think that'd be the only character they're missing. He didn't make the cover cut.
But you got a cool Frankenstein with his nice fur jacket and a cool Dracula in the background. So, you know, Peter, to be honest, I love the monsters. I love the horror comics, but I also love the superheroes and the independence and all that other stuff too. You know,
I got stuck on the superhero stuff, and boy, I just ran with it.
I love the art form of comic storytelling. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a good story, that's really what I love most of all. Let's see. Let's catch up with our chat. Kane Paul says, I drew on my dad's comics as a kid. I'm sure he appreciated that. What's up, Kenneth Bird? Good to have you here. What's up, Beta Ray again? Pretty sure STL Comics is a bunch of. What is STL Comics? I don't know if I'm sure what that is, Kane Paul. Yeah, it's funny. I have 2 copies of ASM 300. You got 4. I
bought mine off the rack. I got all 4 of them off the rack.
Nice. See, I was young. I bought one off the rack. I still have that one. I bought another one before it got too expensive.
I remember when they were on the wall, when I already had mine, I went back, I don't know how long later, but they were $25 sitting up there on the wall. If I'd known now, or then what I know now, I'd have come up with the money and bought a lot more of them.
Yeah, seriously. But that's life, right?
Yeah.
They make apps. Yeah, you know, I'm computer literate, and the problem is when you have so many books, it's like it's almost the amount of time it takes to get that stuff in is counterproductive.
I have a book that's a big, thick book. It's a checklist that they produced. They only made it till 2007, and it's got little boxes, and I go through and check them. But sometimes, like I was saying, I forget to check the boxes, and yeah, it just don't work out.
Yeah, I love those classic monsters, Custodian Ken and lifelong FF fan. Awesome. We got it. I got you, St. Louis Comics. Cool. Well, thanks for letting me know. Appreciate that.
I think I went to a comic shop in St. Louis a couple of years ago when it was downtown, and a lady ran it, and I can't remember her name, and I was going to go in there and take pictures, and she said, no pictures at all. I don't want no pictures taken inside my comic shop. So in the parking, I had to park like a block away because the downtown area was terrible parking. I'm thinking it was St. Louis. It might not have been. It might have been Kansas. I don't remember. So I just turned around and left.
Hey, dude, Junior Ryan, what's up, my friend? Hey, let me know. Hit me up on IG. I have those books of yours. If you want to keep building your box, that's perfectly fine. But when you want me to ship, just let me know if you haven't already. I just know he's got some books with me.
Well, I tell you that I've seen a lot of books go through your auctions and stuff, and they're real reasonable priced. I mean, you were real fair on the prices and stuff that you sell your books at.
I don't try to I'm not trying to, beat people up and anything. I'm just trying to move the books and I'm just as happy to see him go into somebody's. A lot of times I sell for what I pay for them. I mean, I don't make it a habit of losing money because that would just be, what's the point?
You couldn't do that.
But I don't mind selling a book if I pay $15. If I bought it for $15, and I'll start it at $15, and if I get my $15 back, and I don't really want to put the book into my PC, I don't care. It's going into somebody's collection that wants it. I don't have that.
What subject do you teach?
Science.
Yeah, that's right.
Sixth and seventh grade science.
Have you ever got your kids into reading comics and stuff like that? You've had any young kids that?
Sure. I have a spinner rack in my classroom.
Oh, cool.
Graphic novels and a bookshelf full of everything from Superman to ElfQuest to Usagi Yojimbo to Batman and Wonder Woman and Fantastic Four, like the Byrne Trial of Galactus. I'll put the good. If they pick up a book, they're picking up something solid.
Oh, that's cool.
It was funny. I had a kid that my kids a lot of them are into the Marvel movies. So I had this one kid come up to me and he's like, I love Infinity War. I've seen it like 12 times. I'm like, yeah. And I pull out the original Infinity War trade or the Infinity Gauntlet trade. And I hand it to him, the one that, George Perez drew. And I hand it to him, like, read that. Take a look at this. And he takes it back to his desk, and I just see him looking at it. And his eyes are getting big. And he's like, that makes so much more sense now. It's literally page by page. It's blowing his mind. And he brings it back to me. It's like 20 minutes later. He's like, I'll never see the movie in the same way again.
Yeah. Maybe it's better to see the movie than read the book instead of read the book than see the movie. Because, I'm always like, well, that didn't happen in the book. Why did they change that character? I'm more critical about the movie.
I've come to just take it as each movie is just another iteration of the characters. The same way, like, one cartoon is different than another cartoon is different than the comic book when this guy was writing it and drawing it versus another team of an artist and a writer. It's just.
Have you ever had? Go ahead.
Like more than others.
Have you ever had a student that has? How long have you been teaching?
This is like my 13th year. I want to say 12th.
Have you ever had a student that graduated that come back to you and said, "Dude, I've been collecting comic books ever since I seen that in your class," or
I don't know about ever since, but I mean, I've had former students I moved from Florida out here to Las Vegas. And I've had former students show up in the auctions and start buying comics and collecting comics.
That's cool.
Two different ones, as a matter of fact. I mean, they're in their 20s now. They're grown men. They're not children anymore.
Right. I had an English teacher in 6th grade that taught English, and he had probably a stack of 30 Conan books in his desk drawer. And he'd sit up there while we was taking our test or something. He'd pull them out and he'd start reading them. And I'd sit there and I told him, I said, I collect comic books, but I've never read a Conan book before. He said, here, take this and read this. And I just really got into reading Conan. And he says, well, I tell you what, I finished all these in my desk drawer. And he just pulled them out and said, boom, here, you take them home. You can have them. I still have all those Conan books.
Nice.
I took them home and I took care of them books. And of course, I was mentored by a comic shop. That's the shop ain't around. The original owner had passed away, but I was mentored by him back in the late 70s. And I ended up putting the books in order and moving them around. And he taught me what books to buy. And he said, you can buy these new ones. That's fine. But he said, you need to go back and buy the old ones first. And that's what I did. And that's how I ended up with a lot of my old books. And they were cheap back then.
Yeah, it's funny. I always felt like I never had a real, like, a comic store that was that was my shop that I always went to, that was like the close shop to me, that was run by a real true comic person. Because, like, the one store, well, when I was little, when I was like 8 years old, like when I lived in New York before I even moved to Florida, from like 3rd grade, when I was 8 years old and I started collecting, I was lucky. And within like the flea market where I got that G.I. Joe 29 was like the next town over. So that was a place I'd see maybe once a month or maybe once every 3 weeks if my mom happened to go shopping there. But she wasn't driving me there just to get a comic book.
Right.
It was too out of the way. Now, it felt like just weeks, my friend's mother was like, hey, Todd, did you see that there's a comic store opening right on Park Avenue, which was the main road that went through the town? And it was like about 3 blocks away by my bike. 3 blocks this way, 2 blocks this way, whatever. And we drove by it, and there was a phone number in the window, and I write down the phone number. And then I call the guy, and I'm like, hi, are you opening soon? And he's like, well, I'm not quite open yet, but if there's a book you're looking for, I have all the books. If you tell me what you're looking for, I can let you know if I have it. And I said, do you have G.I. Joe number 2? And this is when G.I. Joe number 2 was hotter than G.I. Joe number 1 because it was a lower print run.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, but it's not cheap. It's a $7.50 comic. And I'm like, okay, I can figure it out. I'll come and get it. And I literally started going through every purse in the closet that my mom had, upturning every couch cushion, anywhere I could think I could find a quarter or a nickel or a dime or a penny for that matter. I scrounged. And I filled a Ziploc bag up with coins. And I was like, Mom, I have money for my comic book. Can you take me to the comic store? She's like, what? It's on Park Avenue. Come on, please. We got to go past it. Can you go to wherever? I had it all work. So she did, and she was a good sport. And I got that comic. I remember I took out the bag of change, and the guy his eyes kind of got like, whoa. And I guess that was the first time I met the guy. But he was like my comic book. I can't say he was my mentor because I was like 8, 9, 10 years old and I moved in 6th grade. But he would I would go into that store and I would have like $3 or $4 in my pocket and I would literally look through, and it wasn't a big store or anything, but I would literally look through the boxes for like 3 or 4 hours. Like literally to the point till he'd be like, okay, Todd, I got to close up soon. Until I'd figure out how I was going to spend my $3 or $4.
Oh, I remember taking change in there and dumping it out. And, can you imagine I don't know. If I'd have been a comic shop owner and a small kid come up there and dumped all that change out there, I mean, that would have kind of warmed my heart. I said, because looking at that change, you can just sit there and say, how long has he been saving this? What all he had to go through to get each one of these coins and find them and save up because of something he wanted to come here and buy. I mean, there was a lot more effort to get that money than it was to get in a comic shop and get that book.
Yeah, I remember it was one winter. My friend convinced me, let's shovel driveways. We'll make a bunch of money. So we found one person had us do it for like, I want to say like $5, and we split it. We each got $2.50, and I think I bought a soda and a copy of X Factor #1. That was the spoils, and it took us like 3 hours to shovel the driveway.
Yeah. You know? But it was worth it because you was a kid, and that's something you wanted.
Yeah, it was you know.
It's the same way. See, I went up and down the alleys with a wagon and collected Coke bottles, pop bottles, and then you'd pull them down to the grocery store, and they'd give you a deposit for them. They'd count them and everything. Then you'd go back inside, and they'd give you the cash for them. Well, straight from there, right over to the spinner rack and everything, and buying books for $0.25 off the spinner rack. And I sold vegetables. I mowed lawns. I did everything I could to get money. But, I mean, back then they were $0.25 each. I was picking them up for $0.25, and boy, I wish they were that much down. I miss those days.
I never got them for $0.25. They were, when I got into it, it was 60 cents.
Oh, wow.
It was probably already, you were probably already like, this is more than twice what I was paying.
Yeah, I remember when they went from $0.25 to 30, 35, all the way up to where they're now. And I'm like, where is this going to end? Now they're teetering on $3.99 to $4.99 a book.
Now they're basically, now they have books that are $10 a pop.
Yeah.
$10 for some of those. Look at some of those DCs. I mean, it's it's like too much of a commitment.
Well, my comic book shop back then when I was little, and this is probably why I ended up this way. He sold DC and Marvel and all the other books, Charlton and the Golden Key and stuff, but he was infatuated with Marvel, and he was a very eccentric person. And he was, he was just graphic in the way he talked, and he made you think you were reading a comic book when he told you stories, and he was real big on Marvel, and that's why I stuck to Marvel and just never ventured out of that realm. And looking back, I'm glad that I did, because my collection is pretty much honed right at Marvel. And I do have some DC, but it's usually when I buy collections, I say all or none. So ended up with the DC.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Well, I did read some DC books, but they were more, I guess, for the age when I was getting them, they were more technical. I felt more at home with Marvel than I did DC. Marvel back then was more funny, and it wasn't more, I guess DC was more precise and more, well, this has to happen before this happens, and this is why this happens. Well, Marvel is just like, let it all out there. It's all supposed to be for fun, and we'll make believe and grow together. Mm-hmm. And that's why I stuck with Marvel and never went back.
I mean, I like both Marvel and DC. I mean, I can't say I read more, because there was a point where I was reading probably a good chunk from both companies. And then DC, a lot of that, I loved a lot of the Vertigo stuff that DC came out with over the years. But I also love, I love the independence. Because I like sixth grade, my sixth grade summer, or the summer before sixth grade, was, I think, the summer of '86, when it was like that black and white, like, kind of revolution almost.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was independence everywhere. And I remember really liking stuff like Grendel, Mage, certain titles, Scout, just certain books I was really into. and it was just different, and like Elementals, Justice Machine. So, I think that I grabbed an Elementals #1 somewhere in that hall today, just because when I'm flipping through it, I'm like, it takes me back to, yeesh, I remember that book being in the showcase at that first comic store, and it was like $9 or something. But you got to remember that's when they were 60 cents.
Yeah.
So it's more than 10 times cover price.
Yeah.
Now, a $50 book is 10 times cover price.
Yeah.
So, relatively, it's pretty serious.
Yeah, what I missed the most about the old time was the spinner racks. I mean, I had my certain points that I had to hit the 7-Eleven, had to hit this other convenience store, had to hit the drugstore, had to hit the newsstand, had to hit this supermarket. Boy, and I just, hit them all. Then you go back about a month later and you want to be the first one there. And if you didn't have enough, you pulled that book out and you put it in the very bottom all the way to the back of there and kind of hit it until you can come back. And when you come back, you hope it was still there, And a lot of times it was, but a lot of times it wasn't too. And you go, oh man, somebody found my book. But yeah, those were the good days. Boy,
I was fortunate because I can remember when that comic store opened. So it was like 3 blocks to Park Avenue, and I had 2 coffee shops. One was more like just a candy store, and they had a counter. I don't even know if they served food or anything, but they had like candy and whatever, and then they had a newsstand. And they had comics. So I could get newsstand comics there, and then there was a convenience store down at the other end of the street that had a news rack, and they had comics. So I had, within my bike ride, 2 newsstands and a comic store.
See, all we had was in this town was one grocery store, and it had a spinner rack in there. And I think me and probably 2 or 3 other people in town were the only ones buying off that rack, because back then this town was like 1,200 people. That was it. And we'd take them to school and we'd trade them and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I missed that book. Oh yeah, I was up there right when that guy, I seen him when he was coming out the truck and going to put him on the spinner rack, and I followed him in and waited until he finished. I said, dang, coming. But yeah, it was just so exciting. But when we went to the other county seat, or the other town over, that's when they had a lot of convenience stores and 2 grocery stores, and it was about, I guess, 10,000 people in that town.
Oh.
And it was, we're way out here now. The town has shrunk to 600 people, but it's a nice, calm, quiet town.
Sure.
I mean, we don't even have a stoplight. And we're off the highway, so people, the people just drive by and don't even blink, and they miss our town. But wouldn't leave this town for anything. I've been all over the world and came back, and I said, "Yep, this is where I'm going to retire." I was born in this town.
Wow,
so
pretty cool.
Yeah, it all ends here.
Let's see. Let's catch up. We got Jude and Ryan saying, would love to see Secret Wars original hit the big screen in live action. Beyonder as the next big baddie. It could definitely be interesting. I think if they do Secret Wars, though, it's probably going to be the more recent story with Doom and the Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Cool story. I think he's referring to your Conan story. He says he has a stack of Savage Sword Conan that handed off to me by a buddy in the 80s. Amazing artwork. Still have them.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love those. The Savage Sword Conan.
I got a bunch of those.
Love them. Kane Paul says spec market is messing with the comic book industry. Wish it was more about getting comics to read than to grade and sell. Got ENIAC #1 in the gold pin, and eBay is trying to lure me into selling it. Well, they can't lure you in if you don't sell it. That's all I can say. And then Wednesday, Last Ronin is a 10.99 behind the scenes comic, not even about the actual story. Ridiculousness. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, no trade paperback is $30 unless it's like 12 to 15 issues. So this is what, a 3-issue story? I don't know. It's getting pricey. And dude, Junior Ryan says, "Man, Mr. White Gloves, we could rap for hours, dude." Hey, yeah, he and I definitely rap for hours. You're welcome to join. The link's in the chat. I can drop it again. I'll drop it again just in case anybody else wants to come in. You know, when I say hang out, I mean hang out.
You got one more that popped up. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, curb store lady used to hold my Spideys. That's nice when you had a pull service. Spin her
You're
around.
lucky. How did you get nobody hold mine?
I was there so much, and she was friends with my grandma. Well, that'll do it.
Yeah.
You got great stories. Thanks, Peter. And what's up, Comics on the Edge, my good friend? How are you doing? See this Adam Hughes I found? Where is it? Oh. Maybe it's in this pile. Where'd you go? I just saw it. There it is. Scored me a nice Maze Agency #1 Adam Hughes cover. I know
cool.
I know my buddy Comics on the Edge is an Adam Hughes fan.
Do you ever collect any Golden Age stuff? You run across any yet, or have you dipped in any of that yet?
I've got a few books, but not any. I mean, I can pretty much name my Golden Age. I got a couple of Wiz comics, a Captain Marvel, a couple of ECs that are like pre-code hard. You know, they're end of the Golden Age. They're not really Silver Age. They're like pre-code horror. I don't know where.
Right.
You know, it's definitely not Silver Age.
Right.
It's not like what you think. I don't know if that's what, when people think of Golden Age, I kind of like that. I think they think of 40s superheroes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess technically the Golden Age, that's, you know, a 10 center before the Silver Age is still
going. They had some Silver Age that were 10 cent, you know, books also.
Early Silver Age, like half 10 cents.
Showcase, I think it's 56 was Golden stopping 50. Was it 56 or 55? I think somewhere in there.
Something like that. Showcase 4 was, I think, 10 cents.
Yeah. That Golden Age is getting now to where you can, if you want a book in about a mid-grade, you got to buy it graded. I mean, there's not that many raw. Everybody's sending that Golden Age off and having it graded and slabbed, and it's getting to where I can't find them raw the condition I want them in anymore. And as soon as they grade them, that book just shoots up in value because they're slabbed, and it's crazy. It's crazy on the prices. And somebody was saying in there about how the market was doing that. It was doing it back then when we were collecting, but we just didn't have the internet because you go to a store. You know,
I could tell you my own story. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Remember Lone Wolf and Cub? Remember that comic? Mm-hmm. When that book came out, you know, I love Frank Miller. I love ninjas, samurais, all that stuff. I go to this store I was going to, which was the first store I found in Florida. And he was like, "Oh, I don't have it." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I go back a week later and he's got it. You know, it was $1.95 cover price. He's got it on his wall for $5. And I'm like, "What? How did you got it a week later? You didn't have it last week. You had it this week." I don't know. So it's you know, there's been shenanigans with prices and stuff like that.
I remember one in particular just now popped my mind. I remember the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger. That book, when it came out on the stand, it sold. And about a week later, when I went back in the comic shop, it was like $10 or something like that. You know, everybody was going crazy over the first Cloak and Dagger back in the day. and it went up. So we just had the internet. Now we got the internet and a lot more people investing, and there's just a quicker way. These books go up in prices quicker. Back then they took a little bit longer, but other comic shops talked to other, and a lot of them looked at Mile High's list and said, "Ooh, Mile High raised their price on this book. We better go up too," because their prices were in the comic books and stuff like that. So they did it more off the price guide and the what everybody else is selling them for.
Like I remember once when I was a kid, I added up what the cost of, it was probably from those Mile High or an Overstreet, what the cost of like the run from 94 to like 150 would cost. And I think it came out to like $1,200 or $1,400. And I was like, man, I'll never be able to afford that. That's just, I want that so bad, but I'll never be able to afford it. And then sure enough, I grow up and I've paid more for one single issue.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say.
Than that whole run at that time.
Yeah. That was one of the first, I think, as far as I can go back and remember, the first book I bought off the newsstand was X-Men 94. I ended up buying, and it came off a spinner rack I got in my living room because that bookstore had closed. And I ended up, her son ended up having it, and now I got it. The book that I bought a bunch of my books off of, I got the actual spinner rack.
Very cool. Comics on the Edge. That's a cool Adam Hughes. I know it. You know it. Junior Ryan says, gloves, don't know where you're from, but I live in a small Georgia town. Not a single stoplight. Peace and quiet here too. Wouldn't trade it for anything.
I tell you, that's the way. You can sit on the back porch and just listen to the birds, watch the sprinkler go around and around, and get you a big old huge glass of iced tea, and just fall asleep in the chair and wake up an hour later and do it all over again. Read a comic book out there on the back porch. I mean, it's just
Henry, you're back. Oops, what did I do?
Small town in Texas. That's where I'm from. What's the name of quite
First appearance of Punchline had me quit going to a shop because they inflated the price in the book.
Yeah,
that happens. I'll tell you, my policy with the auctions is this: if I get a book, because sometimes I'll pre-order books. And I'll get a book, and it turns out to be that hot book. But I'll just do this. I'll say, guys, look, I'm going to start this at cover price. It's your choice. You want to pay for it, what you're going to pay for it. I'm not telling you I won't sell it. And I've sold the hot book that everybody else is selling for $10 or $15 for cover price because there's only one person that wanted it in the auction. But then I've also sold it for 3 or 4 times cover price, or maybe more, because that's what the market bears. It's I don't know. I don't know if there's a right and a wrong, but I do think there's greed and,
Well, there's a lot of people out there that aren't in the hobby as the hobby itself. They're in the hobby to buy the books, turn them over, and flip them, and not even open them.
Well,
set them off. Of course, that's been going on for a long time. If you think about it, that's what a comic shop does.
Well, it's a business. They're trying to make a profit. You can't fault somebody. We live in a capitalist society. There's nothing wrong with buying something for a lower price and trying to sell it for a higher price. I don't like manipulation of the market. That's where I get
gouging.
And so, but that's just my opinion. And that's all it's really worth.
See, I was told 45 years ago by this comic shop owner. He told me, he said, you buy these, you don't sell them, and you set on these. He said, eventually these are going to be worth a lot of money. He said, if you're buying these old 60s and 50s books, he said, eventually they're going to be worth a lot of money. And he said, you're going to have some times in your life to where you look and you're going to see that those books have gone down in price and were flipped, the market crash or whatever. He didn't say market, but everything is going to look so grim, and everybody's going to tell you that those days are over with. That's just funny books are just a stack of papers. I mean, not even good to only good for a light and a campfire. But from the year 2000 all the way until now, they have blown up. I mean, he was right. Eventually, everything does. Bell bottoms will come back in style eventually.
Well, because eventually, even that book that people turn their nose up at is a 30-year-old book. It's a 40-year-old book, and there's only so many examples of items from that time period.
Yeah,
and thus that becomes valuable. I can remember people thinking I was crazy for saving this and saving that and wanting to have hundreds of. Why do you need 100 boxes of comics?
Yep.
And Junior Ryan says, I remember comic shops jacking up Spider-Man 1 and 90, Punisher War Journal 1, 6 and 7. No gains on them after 30 years, but did get a Crow 1 first print cheap. Yeah, it's and you know what it is? A lot of times the big books are never the ones that are big right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Because nobody really knows what's going to hold popularity 5, 10, 20 years down the road. When the Crow 1 came out, nobody could have told you there's going to be movies and shows and it's going to get into people's, it's going to become a part of pop culture. You don't know that.
I remember dreaming about the Batman when they made the movie The Batman and the Joker with what's his name, Nicholas.
Yep.
I remember thinking one day Marvel's going to get together and make a movie and make something that I've been waiting for all my life, and boy did they ever. They blew open everything.
I remember I was in middle school and we used to read this magazine called Comic Scene, and it was published by Starlog. And I remember reading it about the Spider-Man movie by James Cameron. And I was so excited. But
they had typecasted in the Wizard magazine that what's his name that played the kid from Back to the Future?
Michael J. Fox.
They wanted him to play Spider-Man back then. Yeah. Everybody voted in the magazine, and he was the number one to play Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
What's up, Terminator? You're not late. You're right on time. Glad to have you here, and welcome to the stream.
But that Punisher War Journal, I remember that when that came out. Punisher was he was the big thing. They were using Punisher on all these titles, just like Wolverine and Spider-Man, and they burned him out. He fell by the wayside.
Yeah, they'll burn out anybody.
Yeah, well, recently Deadpool.
Yeah. I got the blue ASM 55. You want one? I got you for cover price. Jerry Ryan. Let me write a note.
I got the white poster coming in on that one. I can't wait until I get it.
Blue Spidey cover. Whatever it is, $4, I think. I'll get it in your pile. Yeah, this is what he says next. He's right on. Nose turned up for Eternals. I can't remember anyone back in the day that read that comic.
Yeah.
Nobody liked that comic. That was the dollar bin fodder that nobody wanted for years.
Yeah.
It blows my mind what people are paying. I just sold it's what it's going for, but it just blows my mind. But it blows my mind that Nova 1 is a crazy expensive book. And Miss Marvel 1's a crazy expensive book. Because those were $5 books for the longest time.
Yeah, I was lucky on those books. Those were newsstand for me. I think they were 30 cents when I picked them up. So I got a lot of room for profit here. 30 cents, $5. Can't be buying them for 30 cents.
I mean, you could have been buying them for about 30 years before they really got too expensive.
Oh yeah. Dang right.
I mean, look, I can't complain. Look, I got 2 New Mutants 98s. I got 2 New Mutants 87s. I got 2 Spidey 300s. I got 2 of the books that I probably should have from when I was collecting. When I from my age when I started collecting. Yeah, Eternals 1 for $50, but what's the condition? That's the key thing. It's probably not
Yeah.
a near mint copy.
Somebody said they won that poster I was talking about.
Yeah, let's see. It won the black poster ASM 55 in a live auction. Nice.
Yeah, was it rolled or folded? That's the big thing.
I got a rolled one because I actually ordered the poster. It was like $8.99.
Yeah, a lot of mine come in rolled. The ones that I show on my poster of the week on my channel every Thursday, they're the promotional posters, and I just get them for free. They get given to me. I got a tub load of those.
Folded ones.
Yeah, but
buttons 1, 2, 3 says Jimmy.
I know that when I get my shop built out there, I'm going to start pressing the posters out.
Robert.
What's up, fellas?
Good to
Comics
see
on the Edge.
You too, man. How's it going? Long time. It's been a while.
Yeah, man. Just hanging in there, hunting the books.
Yeah.
Got a nice score. Got some Hughes, some Corbin, some Stevens.
Oh, Corbin's, man. Those are nice.
Yeah, I got the Twisted Towels.
Oh, damn.
Right? You got some Moon Knights.
Todd's going to have to let his beard grow out.
Oh, I've had my beard pretty crazy. I'll find you a picture. I'm not just.
Oh, wow.
You'll see. I can get a pretty crazy beard.
How's things been going, Comics on the Edge?
Not bad. I mean, just working a lot lately. And
oh, that's good. I'm glad you are.
Yeah.
Keep that money coming in.
Yeah, and trying to get some books every chance I get. So,
What are you shooting towards? You got anything you're saving up for, or?
No, I actually just got a really big book recently. If you hold on once, I'll go bring it real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it.
Do you like Nevada better than Florida?
It was time for me for a change. I lived in Florida for over 30 years, and I got to a point where, speak of the devil.
Oh, yeah. There he is.
I went to the Tom Devlin Monster Museum out in Boulder City out here. Took pictures of all the monsters. You got the Wolfman. I should go out there and do a live stream.
I seen you. I guess you was in Las Vegas here not too long ago. Oh yeah, the video when you was out on the strip, or
yeah, I've done a few lives where I go live for a few minutes.
Yeah,
when I'm out at different places.
Yeah, I'd caught a couple of those videos.
All right, so this is a recent book I just
of a store in Albuquerque,
New Mexico.
Yep.
Oh yes, I know where that's at. Yep.
Yeah, I stopped there. I had an old high school buddy on my drive from Florida to Vegas when I moved.
Albuquerque has real good Comic Cons that they have there.
I gotta check. I gotta get out there one of these days.
That's where I got Kevin Eastman to sign a bunch of books and everything. He signed a whole bunch of them, and I gave him one of them to my buddy and everything, and he drew something on there for him. We sat there and talked to him. It was before the show opened. Talked to him for about 30, 45 minutes.
Oh, that's so cool. It's cool when artists like that can, spend the time with.
Yeah, I've met him once. He was nice. I got some books signed by him.
Yeah, we was working the booth right across from him, and I got in there on a dealer's pass or exhibitor, and he started setting up, and he come out there, and he was just sitting there, and we walked over there. In fact, he didn't charge me for quite a few books to have signed.
Nice.
He come over and he said, "Well, y'all got a bunch of Turtles books over there." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, if I run out, I may be coming over there." And said, "We'll make you a deal on them." So he said, "All right, we'll get some books to sign, and we'll do some trading." So
nice.
Oh, Russell Hudat, he signed it and he put a star on there because he works at a sheriff's department. He did the little circles around the star, and he said, "That's the one and only right there." You know,
Let me see if I can.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Wow,
Damn.
It'll grow.
you look
That's
like
like
somebody that come out of the woods.
That's like a reverse Bob Ross right there.
Oh, if I let it go, it grows.
It's like just, well,
I'm trying to keep it a little under control, you know?
Yeah. I like to keep my tame, but the mask I gotta wear for work just it creates like an indent right here.
yeah.
It's just like I give up a lot.
But yeah, my hair my hair is curly, it's not straight, you know,
Yeah.
but when I was a kid, it was curly. So the beard just it gets like it has volume.
It speaks out. It's very loud.
Can we see that book you got?
Yeah, so I just got this.
Awesome. Thank you. Let me just Shallow Comics. Thank you for the super chat for 99 cents. I hit my 1,000 subs, accepted into the YouTube partner program.
Oh,
what
cool.
I said was, whatever super chats I get, my promise is I'm going to put that money right back into the channel, and you know, whatever equipment, like just to make it a better viewing experience for my viewers. You know what I mean? I want to, if I need a light, I'll save that money and put it towards that. Yeah, I'm the junior member of the Beard Club.
Do you have a thing where you can join? Can you join your YouTube channel? Like,
I don't think they gave me that part yet.
That'll be cool if you can though.
Link it too long so you can see the book. I'm not sure. So what book are you going to show us?
So this book I got like a week or two ago. Very hard book. I've been looking for this book forever. This is it right here.
What is that? First Tank Girl?
Yes, First Tank Girl.
Nice.
Very hard book to find because these are UK magazines.
Oh, okay.
And these are magazines. Like they're a little bit bigger than Turtle books.
Oh, okay.
So like a lot of them that you find on eBay are like in the thousands. So I was able to score myself a raw copy. Thank God, because I didn't want to spend $1,000 on a 4.0 or whatever.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, these are very hard to get a lot of times. I had to get this one shipped over from the UK, and
good for you.
It took forever, man. But this was money that I was really happy to spend on because you know it's just a book, one of those books that like you rarely get to see. I've never seen one in person.
Was you nervous about getting it in?
Yeah, I was.
How long did you end up having to wait?
So I don't know what service it was, but it got delivered in my hometown pretty quick. But then from there, it started bouncing around from city to city, and I was just like, "What the hell?"
I've seen that happen before.
Yeah. So the person who shipped it didn't really, I guess, know how to ship comics. So it was just like like you can't even find a bag and board for these because it's kind of like a long book.
It's bigger than the magazine.
Yeah, normally people store these in treasury books.
Okay, or say Life magazine.
Yeah, it's actually longer than a Life magazine book.
Longer than a Life, so yeah.
Yeah, and so when the seller shipped it to me, I mean that box kind of got dinged up, so we got that going on. But I press my own books, so
yes, if you press that, it'll flatten out.
Yeah, that's a cool thing about pressing your own books is like, you know, it's not color break or anything like that. So hey, I could fix that. You know, here's some back art right there.
Nice tank boots.
So
love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna, you know, it's pretty wavy right now, but I'm gonna make it look really nice.
What a lot of people don't know is you can go back in the if y'all know what Hobby Lobby is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can go back in Hobby Lobby and then go to the back to the art part of the Hobby Lobby where they have their drawing paper and pens and all that stuff. They have Mylar bags that you can put portfolios in, and they're Mylar bags, and they're pretty cheap, and they come in different sizes, and you can take books like that, and you can take and slide your book and put it in the corner, tape one side around this way, then tape the other side down, and at least you have it in a bag.
Yeah,
and you can take. They have acid-free paper that you can buy out there that they draw on, and you can take and put about 4 sheets, cut that the right size of the 4 sheets, and slide it in there, then bend it over, and then you'll have some kind of support for it.
Yeah, that's cool. I actually think that I could fit that in a Mylar CGC, CGC Mylar thing, you know?
Oh, okay.
You know how people they take out the original bag?
Right.
And they replace it with Mylars, so it looks really nice. I think that'll fit in it. So
I sport the beard once in a while, telekinetic. What's up, Tacoma? How you doing, man?
Hey, Tacoma.
Had to shave the beard off after 10 years with it. Mine turned white and made me look 80 years old. Yeah, mine's getting a little gray in here. It's starting to.
Well, if I shaved mine off, it'd be like, oh man, my lip would be cold and my chin would be cold. I mean, it'd be weird.
Sweet comic. Everybody likes your awesome book, and Chow loves Hobby Lobby. Yeah, Hobby Lobby's a pretty cool store. I remember the first time I found one. Where was I going? I was driving to it was when I was in graduate school, driving to Gainesville. I found one up in that part of town and that part of the state. It was pretty cool. They have fun stuff.
Well, if you go in the picture department where they do the framing and stuff,
right,
you can get the acid-free boards. You may have to buy a big size board, but they can cut it for you whatever size you want. I mean, this is not something recommended if you're going to do 50 books or something like that. But if you got a couple of books like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, or like the book that he had, it's
just an odd shape.
Yeah, just an odd shape. You could go ahead and spend a little bit and protect that book by doing that and kind of make your own. And Hobby Lobby is a good resource for stuff like that. And it'll all be acid-free 100% throughout.
Yeah, we have a bunch of them out here.
Yeah. What state you in?
Well, I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, you're in Los Angeles. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. But I had found all my 2-foot by 3-foot posters. I've actually found Mylar bags for those. At all my comic posters,
wow,
I put Mylar bags. Yeah.
Damn.
I bag all my posters.
That sounds like a good project. I may have to get on that.
You can also get custom sizes through the Mylar company, Gerber.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can you can ask them for, I mean, you have to put in a big order, but
what do you have to order, like 500 of them or something?
You have to spend at least 100 for them to even look at you.
I can't remember where I got those poster bags, but they're already made. They were selling them. They're all Mylar.
Oh, and, nice.
I got it over there in my red folder. I'll have to put that out there. But yeah, I bought 100 of them, and I've went through them, and I've got 100 more back there. But yeah.
Oh man, I just like 3 weeks ago, I just received a huge purchase of My Lights too. So I don't really care about the boards. I just use regular boards.
Oh, do you?
A lot of people use like full backs, half backs, but with me, because they're so expensive, like even to ship, it costs a lot of money to ship those. So
yes,
I just buy the Mylar bags, and then I'll just use regular boards, and it works out for me.
Yeah, I'm fixing to make a purchase. I got about 150 bags and boards back there right now. I'm fixing to make another purchase.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to buy 1,000 bags and 1,000 boards. And,
oh wow!
Yeah, I buy them by the 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Have a forklift pulling up to your house.
Well, I can go through. I get about a 20% discount through somebody else that orders them, and we order them together. So
nice.
So it works out pretty good. This daggum earpiece keeps sliding out.
Yeah, any craft shop, probably any craft store that does framing, probably will have some sort of poster frame or bag or something. But Hobby Lobby's they're just a neat store in that they've got so much model cars and science toys and
Oh yeah.
drawing pens.
If you're looking for special stickers to put on your books that mean something, they got a sticker aisle that you can have every sticker known to man, and you can just go sticker galore.
Wow.
I mean, they are just crazy on the stickers.
I get stickers from my students. They go crazy for stickers.
Yeah, I've never been to Hobby Lobby before, but maybe I should check it out.
Oh man, you need to. You need to go to Hobby Lobby.
They have a lot of like the home decors that are like superhero themed.
Oh, nice.
So you can get some cool. I don't know. I have some medals. I don't know where they're at. They're probably in my storage unit somewhere, to be honest. But like tin signs, metal signs of like Thor and Captain America or something like that.
They'll even have these letters, A through Z, that have like Marvel characters on the letters or DC characters where you can spell something out. And,
Oh,
I mean, all sorts. You go to the back and the surround. Let me get in the camera. The surrounding back and around this way is like all the hobby stuff and the craft stuff's all in the middle. And you can get your fabric like this right here behind me. This right here? This is fabric. And that behind it is fabric. That's fabric. I just bought it and cut it and tacked it to the wall and it hangs straight down.
nice.
Yeah.
You're pretty crafty, huh?
I got my drawing table at Hobby Lobby.
Oh.
I had a chance to get one of them, but when I called the guy back, nope, it's already gone. I'm like, dang, he was wanting $50 for this good looking drawing table. Nice.
Yeah, they got that app. You can download their app, and they have a 40% off coupon on that app that you can use every day and get one item at 40% off. That's how I got my table.
Oh,
nice.
So it was whatever it was, but it was 40% off.
Yeah.
Which they run a lot of sales on stuff. So like you'll go in this week and it'll be 50% off tin signs, and then the next week it'll be 50% off wood signs and whatever their categories are. But if something's not on sale, and especially if it's a more expensive item, if it's a $60-$70 table, 40% is a good little chunk of change.
Yeah.
I know years ago they used to sell hobby trains there. And I know they still sell the background, the little trees and the bushes and all that stuff.
Little people,
yeah, the little people. But years ago, they had a big old aisle that had nothing but models that you glue together, and then they had model trains.
They still have a model aisle, but I don't know if they have trains.
See, the one out here got rid of the trains years ago, but some of these other ones may have it in there. But they just all sorts of stuff. Art supplies out the butt, man. I mean, anything you want, art supplies.
Damn.
That's where you get them movie racers for the dry cleaning comics.
These guys. Well, this one, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
These are for drawing. I have tons of them.
Yeah.
Little eraser holder.
I got on kind of late. Were you guys talking about price hikes on comics the day they come out?
We were just kind of shooting just shooting about, talking about it back and forth. Just people were saying that it's a lot of speculation in the market, but White Gloves is saying it's been there. Like it's definitely been there for a long time. We both can remember times when books got hiked up. It's the nature of the hobby. I don't think there's any way to make that not happen. I mean,
it just happens faster now than it used to. Yeah. A lot faster.
Well, now I talk to anybody I know that owns a comic store will tell me, yeah, there's guys waiting outside 2 a.m, 4 a.m, 6 a.m. Because they want to get the whatever and flip them.
I know that we used to.
It has to be worth my while to do that,
it's dude, it's really not. I'd rather go to an antique mall and buy 58 books of old She-Hulks and Werewolf by Nights and freaking and Dave Stevens covers and Kurt Corbin covers.
Yeah.
You know, and all that stuff that I showed. I mean, I'll buy new stuff. Like, that's a beautiful cover.
Oh, yeah, very beautiful.
You know, I got a stack of them.
That's a Nakayama, right? He's been killing it lately, dude.
I got a stack of them, and I got the trade dress. I got a stack of them, and I got this wicked cool Venom. You know, with Null and the first Venom
cover swipe homage.
No, so it's like, look, I get this stuff, but I just do it. I pick and choose. I don't do it like I got to get everything.
Yeah,
I'm so far past that point.
Nice. Yeah.
I mean, if I buy all those and they're not worth anything and they don't sell, I have some nice gifts to give my buddies who love comics, because a beautiful image is always a beautiful image, no matter how much anybody says it's worth.
Yeah, definitely.
I know back in the day when I first got on YouTube, I had friends on the East Coast and I had friends on the West Coast. And the guys on the East Coast would go in the comic shops. And I said, man, it is selling out here like crazy, you know, and that they'd let us all know. And before the comic shop in here Central, we'd call the guy over in the West Coast, and he said, all right, I'm going to the comic shop. We put in an order with him, and as soon as the comic book shop opened, he'd go in and get the books. Then everybody else all over the United States be looking for them. Well, we knew in advance we were getting these books already, and he'd mail them out to us.
Nice.
And everybody was looking for them, and we got the guy to get ours.
That's awesome.
But we was able to use technology to beat the rush.
It's not like that anymore, though.
No.
I mean, look, for a minute I was ordering heavy on new stuff, but then I was like, I'm not a comic book store. There's really no need for me to order more than a couple copies of any one book, because it gets to a point where how many copies of the same book am I going to sell? I'm doing one auction a week. Yeah. You know, it just doesn't make sense. I'm moving to a point where if I'm going to go out and I'm going to hunt books for the auction, I'd rather buy 58 books like I showed tonight that are probably not going to show up on many other people's auctions, because, you know, who else is hunting Dave Stevens and Corbin, and, you know, it's just bringing my own flavor to my, you know what I'm saying, my own taste. And I've always found that even when I did go back to the late 90s, early 2000s, when I started doing comic shows, all I would ever have is just the stuff I liked. Mm-hmm. But I'd have tons of it, just a table full of stuff, art books and magazines, and just and people would always I always did well because people always found something they liked. I don't know if I've just learned to trust my taste, because I'm not like specific to any one thing. Like, I love Marvel, but there's a lot of DC I love too. There's a lot of independents I love. And then I love magazines, you know, and then I love horror stuff, but I love sci-fi, but I love superheroes.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
well, I tell you, I miss the cons. I miss going to cons, but one thing I don't miss is that walking. Because I've got bad feet and bad legs, and boy, that kills me. But man, I love being there. Once I get there, I have to stop and rest up and get them going again. But I tried to get my son to push me around as Professor X. That didn't last long.
I always say the same thing. It's just for one day. Like, you could suffer through that torture just for one day.
Well, no, it's usually 4 days, because I go and I get a dealer's pass, and I'm there when they're loading out or loading in and setting up. Then I'm there for the whole time.
It's like I always say, it's only 4 days. You know,
Yeah.
it's
I was it.
4 days out of the year. Come on, like just do it. Get it.
Oh
over
no,
with.
it's not 4 days out of the year. I was going to like tons of them in Kansas City. I about lost both feet, man. I got back to the hotel room and I got in there the next day. I put my feet on the ground from the bed and it felt like needles going all up. And I was like, oh
my goodness.
Damn.
That's too much.
no, I travel all over the United States. I've went to a lot of them. I got a huge thing of passes on over there.
You know what you need is a good massager. So afterwards, you just massage your legs.
I got a pretty busy weekend for comics because there's a signing at Torpedo this weekend.
Who's signing?
Arthur Saddam and Michael Golden and Renee Wintersnatter. I'm not sure how to say her name. She's like an editor or something.
An editor?
I don't know. She works with them with I don't know. She works with them in some capacity. I'm not sure. But Saddam,
are we getting stuff signed from editors now, or what's going on?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I got Jim Shooter's signature. Well, he's a writer. She might be a writer too. I'm not sure.
Are you getting her signature?
I mean, if I have a book and her name's in the credits, I'll have her sign it.
Never know.
I mean, if she's in the credits, it's worthwhile to get her signature. If she's not in the credits, I don't care. But I'm definitely getting Golden's signature. I definitely want him to sign my G.I. Joe yearbook #2.
Nice.
I got to figure out what else he did. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I have some awesome. I have the DC cover, the Killing Joke zombie version that Saddam did.
Yeah, that's
signed. And
dude, Saddam has so much good stuff, dude.
Like, oh yeah, I got these 2 red Sonias where it's Spidey 39 or 40 when Goblin's like dragging him on the web.
Yeah.
One's the clean version and the other's the zombie version.
Yeah.
And then I'll find 2 more books. I don't know. I might want to find an old magazine and get him to sign it or something.
Oh, you know what? Those Penthouse books. He did a cover of those. I don't know if you have one of those.
I think I have them, but they're like they're deep in my storage unit.
Man.
It's
you might have all these CGC signature series book if that happens. That was one of the first ones I picked up. Those Penthouse comics. From that series, that's the first one I got. I was like, oh, this is a Sudam cover. So I picked it up, and then I noticed that they had other covers from different artists, like Adam Hughes did a cover as well.
Yeah, he did Hurricane.
He did issue #2.
I remember reading it. It was called Hurricane.
Oh, nice! It was an awesome cover, though.
But
he did a lot of interior too, though, on like most of those books.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I hadn't ventured into. I don't stand in no lines.
I might find an office now heavy metal too. I probably have a heavy metal that we did.
Oh yeah,
it would be pretty cool to get slabbed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm lucky. Well, I'm not lucky. I bought the VIP pass, so I don't have to stand in the line.
Good.
So
who wants to do that? You know,
if I time it right, I can get there, get it signed, get my book submitted to get graded, and get out. And then Sunday, they've got a mini con happening here with some big vendors. I know Harley Yee's going to be there. Terry's Comics is going to be there. Graham Crackers is going to be there. So some of the bigger vendors, more national dealers that do the bigger shows.
I tell you, I was at Dallas at Fan Days, and Stan Lee was going to be there. And my comic shop owner, he says, well, if you're going to get in the Stan Lee line, you better be willing to wait a long time. So what I went for all y'all people out there that really, you get tired of standing in those lines and everything, I went to, I think it was either Academy or Gander Mountain. I bought one of those hunting chairs. It's got 3 little legs and it screws up and it don't weigh but maybe 2 pounds, and you can lash it to your backpack. I got over there and I unlashed that and set it down. I was sitting on a stool. I said, yeah, I was going to sit there and wait until I could get in there and get a picture with Stan Lee. And it was a lot more comfortable than standing there.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Uh-oh, we lost him.
Awesome. He'll be back.
But yeah, I learned that.
I hope you're still there, Comic Crack. Good to see you. Get the owner of John. No, I've never gotten John's autograph, but I see John, almost every time I'm there. I talk to him all the time. It's no big deal. I'm not like, when I get to know somebody, I feel like awkward asking them for an autograph. Because they're like more like a real person to me, like a friend. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never been to Torpedo before. We have one in Orange County down here. I've never been to that one either.
Dude, Junior Ryan asks, Gloves, are you a veteran? You sound like one.
Yeah, I was 10 years in the United States Army.
Yeah, definitely. He's a heck of a drummer, for sure.
Yeah, hurry up and wait.
They're easy. I like meeting the people, though. I like meeting, even if it's just briefly. I like to meet them, shake their hand, say hello. It's just part of the experience. Dallas W asks Robert, "What's your favorite pie?"
Probably a banana cream pie, for sure.
I had to say one of them about a week ago.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
Get up all in that.
Mine's cherry. I love cherry too. Cherry pie.
Look, I don't go to Torpedo as like one of my regular shops just because it's a little bit off the beaten path for me. It's not too far away. I mean, it's like 15, 20 minutes or something.
Oh, wow.
But it's
that's a big place, isn't it?
It's decent size. They just have a lot of stuff. Let me just how do I put this? It's just be prepared to pay for what you want.
Oh yeah. I got that big overhead.
It is what it is. So, personally, I love the signings. I paid, I think, $500 for the annual for 12 signings. I get 5 signatures from each artist. I mean, to me, it's well worth it because once you start dividing it by the number of signatures, you're paying a few dollars per signature.
Yeah.
And the right signature on the right book with the right grade pays for the year. I got my Edge of Spider-Verse first print signed and got that graded, and the guy did a sketch on it. So I got a remarked signed signature series 9.8 of that, which is that's kind of a monster book now. And I also have a third print, but that one's only a 9.6 with the signature, with the sketch, the remark.
I can't say that guy's name. Duder Ryan or Fort Hood. If you go back and
Junior Ryan.
Okay, if you go back and look on one of my videos, I did a Memorial Day salute to Fort Hood. I went down there and got on that base and went through the museum and walked through it and did a whole bunch of things on Fort Hood. But I was stationed at one of my duty stations was Fort Ord, California. I was a part of the light infantry air assault unit out of there. I jumped out of helicopters and bounced off of trees and roofs. That was quite a ways back. I'm still hurting from that.
That's why your knees are bad, right?
Knees, legs, back, neck. everything. Now I can't. I used to rappel out of helicopters probably, I don't know, 300, 350 feet. Now I can't even get on top of my house before I get dizzy. I'm like, oh no, we ain't getting up there. Yeah, it's strange what old age will do to you, man. But I love my time in there. Panama, Honduras, Nicaragua. Yeah.
Wow. I feel obliged to thank you for your service, sir.
There's a lot more people did a lot more than I did.
I was in my 20s, probably most of my 20s. I ran an Army Navy surplus store in Florida. One of the coolest things I got to do is when these veterans would come in, old guys, they come in, they were 70, 80 years old, and they'd bring me their list of medals that they, their accommodations, and they'd want to put a shadow box together, and I'd get all, it just amazed. It just blew my mind what some of these guys, just what from looking at the medals, and I couldn't even imagine what some of these guys must have went through.
Oh yeah.
And just to do something for them, and they were so thankful. And a lot of times they'd share them with, a younger or a grandson or a granddaughter or something. It was cool.
We had a lot of World War II veterans in this town back in the 40s when the United States went to war. I mean, this town being small had a bunch of men in it, and a lot of them left. And when they come back, it took me, when I was little, they would all sit up there at the coffee shop, and they were getting up there in age, and they wouldn't get into the horrifying details, but they would talk about the time they were over either in the European theater or the Pacific theater. And there was a couple of them that one guy that he pulled up his shirt, and it looked like staples that go from the back all the way across to his stomach. He said that's where a Japanese machine gun cut him completely in half, and his buddy picked him up and slid everything back inside and wrapped him and carried him a mile and saved his life. And that was over in Japan.
Jeez.
Or not Japan, but one of the islands over there.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And that guy, he's passed away now, but I remember that, and that stuck in my brain for years and years. He was a real good friend of my dad's, and there was tons of them. My uncle was at Pearl Harbor when I got bombed, and I even got some of the pictures.
Wow.
The black and white pictures he took.
Dude, Jerry Ryan says he was stationed at Hood, had a great time out there in Texas. Oh, to be in my 20s again. Hey, Sleepy Reader, how you doing? Good to have you in the chat. He says, I didn't know you could safely jump out of helicopters.
You can with a rope. If you don't have a rope, it ain't going to turn out good.
It says, Junior Ryan says, nice. Thank you for your service, brother. Only place I went near Cali was NTC. You want to see those great? That's just stuff I've sold already, but I'll show them to you if you want to see them. I lost the tag. This is just a Vampirella.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
It's not covering anything. That's just where I stuck the post-it of who bought it. It's just.
Oh, okay. I was like, dang.
That's not a naughty one. This is just a Momoko Spidey that's sold. It's two of those.
She's getting popular on her stuff.
She's been.
Well, yeah.
Up and down. And that's a Punisher 8.5. I got this the last signing, Zach Beatty and Shooter. I kept the 9.4 though. I think I'm going to keep that one. And then Disco picked this up for me this week.
Oh, yeah.
That's my extra copy. That's the only reason I sold it.
That X-Men 94 for years was worth more than that giant size.
Yeah. When I was a kid, that was the book.
Yep, that was the book to get
when I was a kid, not giant size.
Yep. No one cared about the giant size.
This is for C Squared. This is his project book we were working on. Secret Wars 8 triple signed.
Oh, cool.
They never know. And one of those is yours, Lisa. One of those Spider-Man slabs. You might have forgotten. I mean, I have some other slabs over here. I showed this one earlier. This is my Legion of Monsters magazine #1.
I like that one. That one's awesome.
Got that. This one I got the Avengers '87, the origin of Panther. This one's cool because I don't know if you can see it, but it says it's a national diamond sales insert. So it's kind of like a Mark Jewelers, but more rare.
Yeah.
Here's one this one's one of these Secret Wars variants from 2015, triple signed. That one's up for auction, for sale. I just picked this one up from Sands Group. He had it on the auction and nobody wanted to buy it. So I picked it up. I figured I bought it for about twice what I was selling raw copies for at auction for a while. So might as well have a 9.8. I like Thor. And then I grabbed this one because this is just
I got that one.
Awesome Surfer black winter cover. And I got my Silver Surfer 4, so I'm a sucker for this cover in any incarnation.
I want somebody to draw one of the Hulk being down on the ground and Silver Surfer flying towards him, and the Hulk fixing it.
I got a sketch that my buddy Tricky Trapster did with Beta Ray Bill on the ground and Dr. Doom on the surfboard. I saw that. That's my 9.4 Punisher. Triple sign.
Well, you're into those signed books, aren't you?
I mean, it's not that I'm into them. It makes sense to me to get them slab because if I'm going to sell them, I can't. They just go for so much more slab than if they're not. Yeah. So it's just. And honestly, if I get a book signed, I want to keep it. I'm not going to take that book out and read it. And but honestly, like the slabs are a tiny percentage of my collection. I have way more raw books than I ever do have slabs.
Oh yeah, I got a few slabs back.
Just opportunity, like I was able to pick. I think I paid like $20 for this slab. And this is Thor 2.
Yeah,
it's a pricey book now.
Somebody blowing you up.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's okay. Oh, and then we get to the prizes. This is the one prize for my quest for 1,000 subs. New Mutants #198, and then that's the next prize is the 9.8 Batman 90, the Matina Riddler cover. And then I'll give out some gift certificates too for the auction. Now, this is just another one of those Vampirellas. And then I got another one of those signed Secret Wars dealies. This is my yearbook 3 signed by Zach Beatty and Shooter. Oh, I'll get the yearbook 2 signed by. Did Golden do the cover to yearbook 1 also?
I don't know, G.I. Joe.
I think he did. There might be 2 on my Golden. I just might find all G.I. Joes for him to sign. Certain stuff I'll get slabbed, certain stuff I won't. If I get like G.I. Joes signed and I know they're beat up because I read them as a kid, it's just for my own. And then it's got this guy lying around.
Oh yeah, I love the Submarine.
Just lying around.
Just, they're like leaning up on top of a box. I have my Overstreet in back of them so that they don't hit the wall. I have like Tetris books every which way. I mean, I got like.
Well, hopefully by this week they'll have my cement poured on my shop out there.
Yeah, you were building a big.
Yeah, I got to move my collection in. I'm
Got my
building
favorite magazine.
Oh, Xanadu. I remember that.
Comics on the Edge. A-okay'd this one to me.
Yeah.
And up in California, and he hooked me up with this and a nice Art Adams cover.
Yeah.
I remember the song.
Pride of my. Yeah, she's definitely. I think she's growing on me. What's that Secret War sell for? I think I had 350 on it. Can pull for the triple signed. I have a double sign that I could do for cheaper, for less, but the label says it's triple signed, but it's not. It's only double signed. Got those cracked CGC graders.
They never miss a thing. What are you talking about? They're Johnny on the spot all the time. Yeah, human error.
I forgot whose video I was watching, but they got a CGC shipment.
That's
and
awesome.
The books were falling out of the well of the
that
holder.
was a big line cap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He got two books that were jacked up.
Oh, that was awful.
I was like, oh man, like what the hell?
I got a Secret Wars 8 back there that's a 9.8 that when they sealed it up, they encased bugs in it. There's bugs in there. You can see bugs in the inner, not the inner well, but the inside.
When a show comes around, if you bring that book and show that to them, they'll replace it for free and ship it to you for free. Because that's mechanical failure. Because I gave my giant size X-Men one because there was a fleck of like cardboard or something that got in the well, and then my Flash 123 because it had awful Newton rings. It was just like a Pink Floyd laser light show. I can't even enjoy my book.
You're tripping out while you're looking at it.
Like I can't even enjoy my book. And the guy was real nice. I gave it to him at Heroes Con, as a matter of fact. And he was like, okay, this is mechanical failure. We'll cover shipping and everything. And they re-slabbed them, and it was fairly painless. I had to wait for my books for a while.
Well, I've been threatening to get on and when I get a show, I got a digital microscope. I'm gonna zoom in on it and show everybody what it is inside there because I've blowed it up and looked at it. Yeah, it's little bitty bugs. You can see their little legs. They're just in there like this.
Maybe we can identify it. I'll get my insect guide.
There you go.
Make a project out of it.
I got a couple of them where they have like little shards of plastic in the well. I don't know where they came from. Like it looks like
I'll see your plastic and I'll see your bug. I got a 9.8 book with a tape pull.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, I remember you showing that. That's crazy.
Hey, I got the first appearance of the bug slabbed. Those bugs are gonna be there forever. It's like the Jurassic Park. They're in amber.
They're gonna
look at that. Look, I think Dude Junior Ryan might have us all beat. He's got Stan Lee's hair encased in a slab.
I won't go there. Never mind. I'll shut up.
Yeah, how do you know if it's from his head?
That's why I wouldn't go there.
We'll assume for what are the chances? We'll just give him the benefit of the doubt. Let him have that one. I'm not one to rain on anybody's parade. Hilarious.
Yeah, he's going to bring Stan Lee back to life. Yeah, we need him back. Bring him back. I heard he was pretty wild in his young days, though. Sure would hate to put up with him again when he's wild.
I heard he was pretty wild in his old age, but
yeah, but he could be caught then.
He was a little slicker when he was younger. See, you know what's funny? I remember him from being like, obviously in the comics, and then I put a voice to him with Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. And then I would from there, I saw him either on videos or wherever. And I just always had this idea that he was an old man. I never saw him as young because he was always, gray haired and just when I was a kid. Now you don't necessarily see a gray haired person and think, oh, they're so young. They're that old. Well, shoot, I even have some gray hairs.
Oh, I got a lot of gray hairs. Oh, this is great. But back in the 70s when he did those records, those comic books with the records, they're not golden records. Power records. He narrated a lot of that stuff and everything.
I had a couple of those.
I got a whole bunch of them.
I think I have a Star Trek one.
Yeah, I remember the Star Trek. Yep. I don't have the Star Trek. You know what I found out the other day? If y'all are watching the documentary on Lucille Ball, did y'all know that
she was involved because that was Star Trek was a Desilu production.
Yep, she had a lot to do with launching that and getting it going and producing Star Trek, the original series.
I never knew that. It's crazy.
I didn't know until I watched that.
Was she friends with Nimoy?
That it did say in the documentary.
Oh, I remember. I don't know if I remember it clearly. So,
but it said if it wasn't for her, the original Star Trek series probably wouldn't have been aired because when she sold Desilu Productions to Paramount, the first thing they did is cancel Star Trek. They did not want nothing to do with it, and they canceled it. And that's when the original went off.
Where can you find that documentary?
It was on what is that channel? Hang on, let me see here. $2.99. DDT Reels channel. REELZ.
Yeah, happy birthday too. Dude, K-Paul, if you're interested in that slab, you can always hit me up and we can talk. No numbers in stone. If you really want it and we can come to a reasonable agreement, I'm willing. I'm open to discuss.
And Kane Paul, the first daylight savings times was thought up by a New Zealand guy in the 1890s. And coincidentally was talking about bugs. He was an entomologist.
What's up? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut
you. You're right. He wanted to extend the time so he had more time to go out and collect and observe insects. Learned that the other day, too. Homeschooling's doing me right.
Okay, K. Paul, no problem. Sleepy Reader, I'm not sure what you're referring to. She gave a green light to the high budget.
Man, them boxes are too small for me to read. I got to wait till you put them on the screen.
Yeah, see, I got the chat right here on my screen. It works pretty good.
And one last one. Lucille Ball was not a redhead. She was a blonde. She dyed her hair red. And all these years, I thought she was original redhead. It's crazy. Well, guys, it's midnight here, and I got to get out and dig a hole tomorrow.
Okay, man. Well, it was good hanging with you again, Mr. White.
Hey, I enjoyed it. Thanks for the invite. Thank you. Comics on the Edge, man.
Anytime.
Nice talking to you. I'll holler at y'all.
Always fun to talk to you. We always have a good time.
Oh, yeah. We have a blast. We got to do it more. When I start figuring out how to get more people on my channel, I'll send you a link sometime.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night and God bless.
You take care.
Now, how do I get out of here? Oh, that button right there.
Smash your computer in half.
That's hilarious. But, proud of him for trying.
Yeah.
Technology is not everybody's friend, but hey.
Yeah.
Oh, to Lucille Ball, Star Trek. Yeah. Yeah, man, stuff like that's ahead of its time is never understood in its day. Except for a visionary. Think about it. What kind of visionary is Lucille Ball? She was, I love that. I used to watch the I Love Lucy show.
Yeah, same here.
I love that. I found that hilarious.
That's one of the only black and white shows that I could tolerate. You know what I mean? Like just watching it in black and white.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with black and white so much.
Well, I do. That wasn't really my era, so it was just like,
Not my era either, but I guess my dad's like an old movie buff, so I just got exposed to a lot of black and white. I don't know. But I mean color's better, don't get me wrong, but I used to watch Lucille Ball a lot. I remember when I just remember laughing like crazy.
yeah, it was funny. There's so many good episodes, hilarious episodes.
Shoot. Ricky Ricardo was the best when he'd come in yelling at her.
So what's your next book on the list, Todd?
I don't even know, man. I'm so like I have so
Are you still reeling over your Avengers #1?
yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that thing.
You send it in already or what?
I'm not gonna say today.
No?
It's not gonna for what it's gonna grade out. It's just not. It's not really. I'd rather be able to flip through it and read it.
That's why you need to get a second copy.
Yeah, I need to get an upgrade. That one's like a 1 or a 2. I need to get like a 4 or a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree, 100%. They were the standard really. They established a standard for years. Yeah, black and white. It's nostalgia to me, but I don't know what I'm. It's so hard to say because like I can say I'm after this book, but then I'll buy 5 other books before I come across that book. But I don't know. There's this con Sunday. It's like a mini con, but it's like supposed to be, I think, a high end mini con.
Damn.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Harley Yee. He has like the last time I saw him, he has books like Daredevil 1, 5-0. He had it for $2,100. It's not $2,100 anymore.
Nah.
I wish I would have bought it. But he'll have books like that. Serious books. Terry's Comics will probably have like serious books, but they're serious books with serious money.
That'll be interesting because a lot of these vendors know that people have gotten their stimulus checks by then, and I wonder if they're gonna try to like upsell these books.
Look, if I go and I feel like everything's way more than I want to pay, then I don't buy anything.
Yeah, but I just hope that doesn't drive up the market as far as like buying from vendors, because people just as well as I do, people are spending stupid money on books right now.
Sure.
They're
but the market's gonna bear what the market's gonna bear. It's not like you know what I'm saying? It's almost like you know what I'm saying? Like you want, okay, if there's a book you want, you and I both know you don't want that book to shoot up because you want it. You want to get it while it's cheaper. But then you want the books that you've been speccing. Like if you've been putting away Falcon and Winter Soldier books, you're like chomping at the bit now. You're waiting for that book, for that show to come out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, to me, it's just, the market's not, it's more volatile, but like we were saying before, I think that's a big product of the fact that we've got the internet and we've got social media and information travels so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, new collectors could drive up the market. That's true, Asmus. But ultimately, there's a lot of books out there. There's deals to be had. And there's it all depends what you're looking for and what you're trying to collect. I mean,
Well, what concerns me is that certain books, like today, I was looking up the first Gwenpool cover, the Deadpool Secret Wars, where
right?
she's in the pool, and I noticed that those books have spiked. Well, the recent sold one sold for like $300, and there's 9/8s that are cheaper than that. Why would they go after a 9/8?
Because that's just an uneducated buyer. Why are they buying a raw book for more than a 9.8 is?
No,
I
no,
mean,
they're 9/8, but like I was just looking at the slab books, 9/8s, just to see what the market was on that book, and I noticed that one sold like the average sell was like maybe $200, and then there was one for like 250, but seller took the best offer, and then there was one sold for like 300. And then you go online, you go on the listing, and there's like others that are cheaper than 300. Why did this one person buy this one?
because that's probably the first one they saw, and maybe it's a consumer who doesn't really shop, who doesn't bother to shop around and see what's out there.
Yeah.
It's that's just that's you never know like why does some books sell. Look, there's no rhyme or reason to the auctions to a certain degree. I can sell the same book, and one day I'll get $35 for it, and the next day I'll get $15 for it.
Yeah.
Books,
But when you have like 10 competitors selling the same book for cheaper, like
I totally
yeah.
understand what you're saying, but you're also seeing it as it is at that point in time. Maybe when they bought it, they didn't see that, or they didn't know how to search for it.
But
You know,
also like if you're gonna spend like I mean that's a good amount of money to spend on a lot of things. And if you're gonna spend that much money, like why not do the research on it? I mean that's kind of common sense, I would think.
I would agree to you, but you know what Thomas Paine says:
Uh,
common sense isn't common. It's just like this. Look, not everybody. Look, people have different values of money too. You never know if somebody's just like, I gotta have that book. I gotta have that book. Let me see that book. There's the book. I gotta have that book.
Also, what I was thinking is overseas. Maybe it was sold overseas, and that's why maybe the person overseas buying the book didn't have very many options, and maybe that was the cheapest one. Because not all of them do global shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's see. Dude, Jerry Ryan, he sold his Silver Surfer 3, made a $700 profit. That's all good. We'll see if that was profit's a profit, man. I wouldn't let second guess it. If you were ready to sell the book, which if you sold it, you were ready, whether you know it or not, and I think you're solid. For $300, find something older that will hold it. Yeah,
yep, I agree.
My whole collecting philosophy is if you only have X amount of dollars to spend, buy the highest grade, oldest book you can, as a general rule. Now, once you understand that you may find one book that's more significant than another, and one might be a little newer. So, you may have to, there are exceptions to every rule, So, I mean, honestly, I make no bones about it. I'm not, I don't try to be tricky. I'm straight up say the reason I sell books is to buy more books. And I try to flip into the books that I want, that I can't afford, on a teacher's salary. It's that simple. I'm not sure which book you're asking about, Boondocks.
I think he's asking what book we're referring to, and that was Deadpool's Secret Wars #2, the Gwenpool variant.
Yeah, the one where she's floating on the raft in the pool.
Yeah,
It's like a pink cover.
and it was a CGC 98. So
Are we up early? Well, I'm out in Las Vegas, so it's only 10:18 for me. Comics on the Edges in Cali, so it's 10:18 for him. It's
yep,
not too late or too early for us. It's just, it's not really that late. It's not really that early.
true that.
I don't know how to. No worries, Boondocks. You're not late. You're just on time, right where you need to be. Don't even sweat it. So pretty exciting. I got hit 1,000 subs. That's pretty exciting. I think I'm like 1,015 or something, 17, something like that now.
Shit, oh, that's good, man.
Got accepted into the YouTube partner program. Means now
Nice.
you gotta watch 5 seconds of stupid advertising. But hey, I'll get me some new equipment or whatever. I hope. I don't know how much of anything it equates to.
Yeah, Spooky. That is a Rotting Out hat. It's one of my favorite bands. Love those dudes. They're local to my area too, so
Cool.
it's funny because there's always people asking me what it is, but he actually knows who it is, so that's cool.
It's cool. It's cool he knows your band.
Yeah, they're not big, they're not huge.
It's not really luck, Gio. It's just where you live. What does he say here? He says, right now, I have an FF48. Only stuff I really care about getting later is #4. Yeah, that's an awesome cover. I have the #4. I don't have a 48, though. I mean, goodness, I've got 2 of the 3 Bronze Age books I said that were the 3 books I was going for not too long ago. I got that King Size Hulk. I got a Signature Series. I got a Steranko signed one. I got an Amazing Adventures 11 Furry Blue Beast. Beta Ray Jim AOK'd me one. AOK'd me a copy. So I'm still looking for that Marvel Superheroes 20, the Doom cover.
Oh, that's cool.
It's not a super expensive book. It's not a cheap book. What is it, 100, 200, somewhere in there? So like,
yeah, in a good condition one. Yeah, you're talking about.
I want a higher grade. Yeah, I'll if it's $200 gets me a high grade one versus $75 for a beater. I'm gonna spend the extra money and go for the.
Marvel Spotlight 2. What's that?
Is that the first Werewolf by Night?
Yeah, it is actually.
It's that Neil Adams cover with the sequential breakdown of him.
Yeah, I just for modern, I really do like. I really I don't collect that much modern, but I do collect the hell out of Gwenpool because I think it's a lovable character, and I don't think it's reached its potential.
Well, I think it's going to be around. I think 30 years from now.
Yeah, and the thing is like that's one of the characters that they haven't really announced about doing anything with.
She's been in a comic. She has an action figure. She's been a toy. She's been in a cartoon, and she's been in a movie.
Oh, Gwenpool? I don't think she's been in a movie actually.
Into the Spider-Verse. That was a movie. It was animated.
No. We're talking about Gwenpool, not Spider-Gwen.
Oh, Gwenpool. I got Gwen happy.
No. So like that's a character that really a lot of people really like, and
Yeah.
if they ever announce anything, then I think it'll be just as good as a Spider Gwen.
Yeah, Werewolf by Night. I have one. I have a copy. Where do I have that in? Werewolf by Night. Here it is. I have a 7.5. This guy.
Yeah, I actually have one, but it's a low grade.
I need that Spotlight 5. But that's so much money now. So much. New Mutants 98 seems to be trending up.
Yeah, I'm glad I got my copy a while back ago. So
Update. Books are going crazy. I can't,
yeah, Spider Woman. It would be really nice to see in live action first. Gwenpool, I think is uh if they added her to like any Deadpool movie, I think that'd be awesome. Along with like Lady Deadpool, that'd be cool too. That's one of the books you could have Arthur sign as well as the first Lady Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's an awesome cover. It's a train spotting cover swipe.
I don't have that one, I don't think.
It's really really cool.
Man, it's too much. So much stuff out there.
Yeah,
No matter how much that's the one awesome thing about this hobby. No matter how much you think you know, there's always more to know. There's always more to learn.
yeah, for sure.
That's one of the parts I love is that there's always, and just it's not just the more you talk to people, the more you talk to other collectors, because everybody has their own. I think when you collect for a long time too, you kind of develop collecting tunnel vision,
Mm,
and you kind of like go through the same. Like I tend to pick the same books. I'll get in this Dave Stevens like 80s horror vibe, and I'll just keep finding those books.
yeah, yeah. It's cool. It's also cool when you get tired of a certain, if you like collecting Copper Age or whatever, and if you ever get tired of it, you could always move on to like Silver or Golden Age or modern. You just figure it out, I guess.
Appetite for tacos almost. That's it.
Yeah, that one is pretty cool. I remember that one. It's actually a hard to find book as well. So G Rip.
Hey D-Rip, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, I mean I have like Spotlight, I think 7 and 9. So third appearance. It's not too shabby.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Oh, oh goodness, I'm getting sleepy, getting tired. Somebody had to say it was getting late, or was it late?
No. I'm actually kind of digging this whole time change thing. It seems like everything's just coming together like pretty nice.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
anything? How's things over by you? They got
Good.
much better.
As
Like
far as what
as far as like the shutdown and the
um They're supposed to open up like 20% capacity today. But man, like nobody's doing that. It's crazy. It's like they're able to do it, but yeah, nobody's really. I think people are just kind of waiting it out a little bit longer on
Nobody's
their
yeah.
own accord. On their own accord. So they're actually going to start opening gyms again too.
Are they
So
giving out the vaccination over there?
they are, but I mean, I think the closest that we're looking at, like for somebody that's not like high risk, is May. So it's not too bad. I have my in laws got the vaccination. They just finished their second dose, so that's they had, but they already had COVID, so they're as good as they can get at this point.
Yeah, I got my vaccination because I'm as a teacher. They allowed teachers
Oh, nice.
because
Did you
I'm
get
teaching.
any side effects? No.
I mean, I felt a little tired that weekend, but
Yeah. It just sucks because like that time that you came to you came by real quick, we couldn't even do anything.
no,
Like
yeah,
everything was closed.
we had to hang out in the parking and watch somebody get arrested. That was hilarious.
That's
Wonder what that story was.
I have no idea.
We saw an episode of Cops live.
Yeah, exactly. But stuff like that doesn't really happen around my area, so it was a little weird.
Things happen everywhere.
Yeah. But I remember pulling up and I was just like, man, I hope Todd didn't think that like this is normal, because the police were already there.
Crime knows no zip code.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm the least judgy person you'll meet. To me, it's hey, man. I grew. When I was a kid, I lived in Boca Raton, Florida, which is supposed to be one of the the you hear it referred to as where wealthy people go to retire.
Yeah, yeah.
And I found the remains of an accident driving over to my buddy's house once. It was just a body in the middle of the road.
No way.
Yeah, and we had to call the authorities. It was a hit and run. It was a bad.
Oh my god.
It was a bad scene. Like,
oh shoot.
I wasn't sure what I saw, and I was like, oh man. So things can happen anywhere, It's
And that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff you're not ready for either.
you don't
This
expect a body laying in the middle of the road.
man.
I don't know. Just craziness, but who knows what was going on that day.
Yeah. How's it been over there? Because I heard you guys got snow again, huh?
We had snow, a little bit of snow the other day. It wasn't nearly as bad. The first time we had snow, my car was covered. Like I had to use my arm to get it off my windshield. But I didn't have a squeegee or anything. And then the other day I went out, it was raining, but it was cold rain. And then it started hailing later in the day.
Wow.
For a little bit. The kids got all excited. We were looking out the window.
It rained for the most part of today, which I thought I wasn't really expecting it. I went into work and I came out and it was drizzling. I'm just
I actually opened the front door and I was like, I need my raincoat. And I went into my closet, because everybody from Florida who has a brain has a raincoat. It's getting wet every day.
Yeah. Man, you've been on for 2.5 hours already, huh?
Yeah, man. I think I'm about to call it. I want to get a little work done before I crash.
Gio said Todd found a body.
Basically.
No, but he's putting in quotations like, "Oh, you found it, right?"
Yeah, no, I did. I did. Trust me, I did. I wouldn't talk about it if they didn't buy it right off
I
the
think
bat.
he's implying that you made that.
I know what he's implying. They looked at my truck at the time, and there was no evidence around. I complied with all their requests. Lived in there, watch cops live. Watch them dress up a pretty cop like a hooker one night, and they had to bring a paddy wagon to haul everyone to jail.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen some of those episodes.
Night, Lisa. That's hilarious. No more stories. I've learned my lesson. But yeah, I think it's time to call it a night, guys. I just wanted to say what's up. Go through my little haul, and hang out for a while. And I think we've successfully accomplished that.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I have a show I'm doing with a few buddies of mine tomorrow.
By all means.
Yeah, so tomorrow at 9 Eastern, me and a bunch of buddies of mine are doing a show on his name is Count Von Strange on YouTube. And this is gonna be our second episode. And we just kind of talk comics and stuff and have a good time. So if you're into stuff like that, come on in and check it out. I hope you're not doing an auction at that time.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. I think you do it on you don't even do weekdays, huh?
I don't do Tuesdays. I do weekdays sometimes. And I probably will do more when summertime comes just because, I'm going to be bored and
yeah.
But, I'm teaching camp for 4 weeks. And so but, it's camp.
Yeah.
Drawing. So I'll be drawing all day. So
nice.
I'll probably come home and want to sell comics and get on YouTube. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm probably gonna. Honestly, I'm going to Georgia at the end of the month for about a week to visit my parents and my brother's family and whatnot. So I'll be in Georgia for the end of March during my birthday, and then probably when I come back, I'm going to start a Wednesday auction.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are asking to sell, and I just can't accommodate nearly everyone. And there seems to be, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah. I mean, I still would want to sell one of these days. I don't think as often as some of these other guys do, but
hey, man, whenever you want, you just let me know and we'll figure something out.
For sure, man. Appreciate it.
I can't promise you I can get you in the moment you ask, but I promise.
I wouldn't expect that.
I'd rather be up front.
And it would probably be like, hey, I'm ready. If you have something in 4 weeks, let me know.
Oh, sure thing. Yeah, well, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to get out there this summer. Hopefully, we can hit up Frankensons.
Yeah.
And maybe any other cool shops or anything. Just hang out. Actually hang out for.
I know.
Be cool. I'm looking forward to it.
We'll get some good food to eat and.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
You had me at good food.
Yeah, exactly.
You see my shape. I'm not afraid of food.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, it was good talking to you again. I was glad I was able to jump on for a little.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's always fun when you hang out. But hey, thank you, everyone. Guys, you can catch me tomorrow on Rod the Rican's channel. Lame or Frame. I hope that's not at the same time as your show.
Nah, probably not. I think he does it earlier.
Yeah, it's pretty early. I have to try and get home early for it. But I'll be drawing. I think we'll be drawing characters from Tomb of Dracula. So I'm excited. I like drawing monsters and vampires and stuff. It's kind of right in my wheelhouse. So
Ron has really good shows too. He's a good personality. He's a cool guy.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
And check me out there. That's tomorrow. Thursday, Teachers Lounge will be on Comics on the Minds channel. It's always a good time.
Yep.
And Saturday, we'll be back here on my channel for Gorilla Todd's Comic Bonanza. You know the drill. It goes down every Saturday, 6 p.m. You saw some of the books. I went through some of the books. Some of those will be available. Some I might be hoarding away, but there's always going to be some good books available. I'm pretty sure, some of the sellers I know Beta Ray Jim's got some fire books. He's working on some Silver Age stuff. He's been telling me about. I think it's going to be sweet. Otherwise, hey, until next time we get together for more Gorilla Todd goodness. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. You're all awesome, and I will see you soon. Be kind and be good to each other.